And you are?
Daphne Moon.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the Frasier cast. Where are they now?
I think it's great what you're doing.
Well, I just know I'd always regret it if I didn't take the chance.
For this list, we're looking at what everyone's been up to since Frasier ended its long and successful run on NBC, and what projects they've been working on most recently. Who was your favorite character on the show? Set aside your tossed salad and scrambled eggs and leave us a comment below. Number 10. Millicent Martin. Millicent Martin is an English actress of both stage and screen, who began her career all the way back in the 1950s. She's won a BAFTA, has been nominated for 2 Tonys, and from 2000 to 2004, she played Gertrude Moon, Daphne's mother on Frasier.
Thank you, Niles. That was a nice surprise.
She's done many guest spots on television since Frasier, including playing another Gertrude, this time on an episode of Two Broke Girls.
Don't you look smashing, Astrid? I'm assuming I can't see anymore.
However, her most significant television work since Frasier was on Grace and Frankie. Martin played Joan Margaret throughout the final 5 seasons on the popular Netflix show.
Frankie, I can't get audited. I just took over an underground bingo game.
Number 9. Edward Hibbert. British actor Edward Hibbert played Gil Chesterton on a total of 29 episodes of Frasier over the course of the show's 11 seasons.
Honestly, the conclusions people make just because a man dresses well and knows how to use a pastry bag.
Chesterton was the hoity-toity restaurant critic at the KACL radio station, and it would appear to be the role that, excuse the pun, Hibbert has dined out on over the last 15-plus years since the show ended.
Frasier, I've come to tempt you.
Really?
I'm reviewing the new pastry chef at Chez Chez, and I quote, "His amaretto eclair is so sinful, it will send you scurrying to your local padre for absolution."
Since saying goodbye to Frasier, Hibbert has done mostly one-off appearances on TV shows, with his most recent being a 2019 episode of Blue Bloods, as well as an episode of Grace and Frankie that same year.
May I ask how you came to leather?
Most of my life I was treated as if I wasn't a real man, because I like men. And then a few years ago, a friend introduced me to this, and it just felt right.
He's also done some movies and quite a bit of voiceover work. Number 8. Tom McGowan. McGowan made his mark on Broadway years before he first showed up as KACL station manager Kenny Daly on Frasier.
That's it? That's your big introduction for Julia? What happened to the copy I wrote for you?
Kenny, come on. Julia does not rhyme with moolah.
Well, they're spelled the same.
Oh, they are not. Stop it.
In 1991, he made his acting debut on the stage in La Bête, for which he was nominated for both a Tony and a Drama Desk Award, and won an Outer Critics Circle Award for Best Debut Performance. It was in 1998 that he appeared in his first of 42 episodes as Kenny, and he's worked consistently in film, television, and the theater for what is going on 3 decades now.
Oh, this is the part of my job I really hate. You take a stand like that, and I totally respect it, by the way, and you force my hand. That's our biggest sponsor. So unless you're willing to go on the air right now and read that ad, I have to fire you.
From witnessing Mr. Bean drying his pants in 1997 to coming in as the Wizard of Oz and Wicked on Broadway in 2011 to an appearance in a 2022 episode of American Auto on NBC, it seems McGowan has been everywhere and everyone.
Sorry. If that's all you've got, then I think we're done here.
Number 7. Dan Butler. If anyone asks you who played Bob Bulldog Briscoe on Frasier, you can tell them the butler did it.
I've been a symbol of broadcasting excellence in Seattle since 1991.
Or if you don't love dad jokes as much as we do, you can tell them it was actor Dan Butler. The vulgar and insufferable Bulldog appeared in 53 episodes of the show, but not all of Butler's characters since have been as brash.
That is not amusing when you do it in the men's room. It's not amusing now.
In 2017, Butler played a priest in the short-lived series The Mist, and in 2022, he showed up in the much-hyped and controversial Marilyn Monroe movie Blonde on Netflix.
I'm just thinking of your career and your well-being.
You're thinking of Marilyn.
Yes.
Her career.
Yes. And her well-being.
Number 6. Moose. His name was Moose, but we will forever know him as Eddie, Martin Crane's wire-haired Jack Russell Terrier with the cutest face and the ability to win a staring contest with Frasier at every turn. Sadly, Moose is now in doggy heaven. He passed away in 2006 at the age of 15. But he lived a good life and a long 6-year retirement in Los Angeles with his son Enzo, who occasionally took over as Eddie. He also lived with his trainer's family and another dog, Jill, whom you might have seen in the film As Good as It Gets.
Don't you do anything.
Number 5. Peri Gilpin. Gilpin rocked it as Roz Doyle, the producer of Frasier's radio show, appearing in all but 4 of the show's 264 episodes.
Roz, I think we have time for one more.
Yes, Dr. Crane. On line 4, we have Russell from Kirkland.
Gilpin had been a working actress since the late 80s, but Frasier no doubt made her a recognizable name in the industry. And she's been working plenty since the series finale in 04.
Roz, congratulations. Aren't you excited?
I don't know. It just hasn't sunk in yet.
While she's done some mostly smaller and independent films, Gilpin has spent much of her time since Frasier's end on our television screens, from one-off guest roles on Broad City to a main cast player on Make It or Break It. As of 2022, her most recent role was as Allison's mother on an episode of Kevin Can F*** Himself.
You're just like your father. Real lofty goals, terrible follow-through.
Number 4. John Mahoney. When he showed up in the role of Frasier's dad in 1993, John Mahoney was already a recognizable face to 80s moviegoers from films like Moonstruck and Say Anything.
Everybody thinks I... Forget it.
No, wait a minute. Wait, what? Everybody thinks you're what?
However, following his run as Martin Crane, Mahoney earned a whole new crop of fans, as well as a Screen Actors Guild Award.
That chair was the only thing that made me feel comfortable in this house. That made me feel that maybe this was my home, too.
Oh, baloney! Jeez. Ever since you got here, all I'm trying to do is make you comfortable. I don't even know why I bothered.
Mahoney was 63 years old when Frasier went off the air, but he kept working for another 10 years or so, with one of his final performances being the recurring role of Roy on Hot in Cleveland.
First night on the job. I don't really need the money, but I just wanted to get out of the house, try something new.
Sadly, Mahoney passed away in 2018 at the age of 77. Number 3. Jane Leaves. Her name may be Leaves, but we're sure glad she never left Frasier.
What a comfy chair. It's like I always say, start with a good piece and replace the rest when you can afford it.
Daphne Moon was a wonderfully eccentric and possibly even psychic character, and a favorite of many, not just Niles.
Oh, now there's a talent.
I'll say.
While she has had a few movie roles post-Frasier, her small screen career barely slowed down. Besides some voice work and guest star roles, Leaves has found herself part of 2 more successful series since the end of Frasier. From 2010 to 2015, she starred in Hot in Cleveland. And since 2018, she's been a series regular on The Resident.
This is related to the Medicare fraud ring.
Yes.
Are we still keeping that a secret?
Number 2. David Hyde Pierce. To say David Hyde Pierce's portrayal of Niles Crane earned him critical praise would be an understatement.
You know what I think about pop psychiatry.
Yes, I know what you think about everything. When was the last time you had an unexpressed thought?
I'm having one now.
Pierce was nominated for an Emmy 11 times, once for every season the show aired, and he took home the statue on 4 occasions. But that wasn't the last time he'd be adding hardware to his trophy shelf.
I thought to bolster my self-esteem, I would adopt this raffish new look.
Well, it suits you.
In the post-Frasier years, Pierce has done a lot of work in the theater and has been nominated for 4 Tony Awards, winning once in 2007 for his work in Curtains, as well as the Isabel Stevenson Award in 2010. If you haven't been to any theater plays in the last decade, you've probably still seen Pierce on your television screen, most recently as Paul Child, Julia Child's husband in the series Julia on HBO Max.
You look lovely this morning.
Sure hope so. Not camera ready, as they say.
Nonsense.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kelsey Grammer. For 20 years, starting in 1984, Dr. Frasier Crane graced our televisions, played to perfection by Kelsey Grammer.
I'm Dr. Frasier Crane. I'm sorry I startled you.
This is weird.
Grammer has tried his hand at sitcoms multiple times since the end of his historic run as Frasier, but never really managed to compete with the success of his iconic character. Neither Hank, Back to You, nor Partners made it to a second season. And his critically acclaimed attempt at a drama series, Boss, was canceled after season 2.
Life, for all its cares and its terrors, is no such great thing after all.
Grammer has been working quite a bit, though, with a number of film roles under his belt. Most importantly for fans, however, Grammer has been working on a Frasier reboot that will be coming to Paramount Plus in the near future.
In the end, what we regret most are the chances we never took. And I hope that explains at least a little this journey on which I'm about to embark.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.